Every single high performer that I have coached, and I've coached hundreds over the years, think they're stuck because they need to do more. They think they need to do more all the time. But in my experience, that's usually the exact opposite of what they actually need. My name is Gavin McHale. I'm a business performance coach, and it's my job to not only make sure that you make the kind of money that you should, but also that you do it in a way that's aligned with your life and the lifestyle you want to live. So if you're crushing your goals, if you're not crushing your goals, but you're working your ass off towards goals, on the outside, but you're feeling like capped and drained and exhausted and honestly still feeling like it's not enough, I'm going to give you three real reasons why. Okay. Look, I have been that guy. Not only have I coached hundreds of high performers, but I've been that guy. I was hitting record revenue months, speaking on stages, helping $1 million clients, and still feeling like I wasn't doing enough, like it wasn't enough, whatever it is, right? The voice in your head that says you got to do more, you got to move faster, you got to be better. It never shuts up and it never will shut up. It won't shut up when you have more money. I promise you that. It will never shut up unless you learn how to reframe the game you're actually playing. Okay. We need to play a different game on a totally different scale to be able to shut up and quiet down that monkey mind. Okay. So there's three key reasons and three key shifts here. Okay. So the first one that I see in every high performer is you're applying finite rules to an infinite game. Okay. Simon Sinek talked about the infinite game and he says finite games are, you know, ice hockey, baseball, chess. These are games that are built to be finished. There's a winner and a loser. There's set rules. All these, there's opponents, right? Business, just like life, just like fitness, just like marriage, is not played to be finished. It's played to continue to be played. So there's no scoreboard, even though we try and create a scoreboard from money. There's no rules, really. There's no opponents. Your only opponent is yourself, right? And I see so many high performers trying to look for a scoreboard, trying to look for external validation saying, you won, you're done, right? Because most of us grew up thinking that everything in life needed external validation, right? We were taught to look to our teachers for our grades. We were taught to set goals. We were taught to look for others for approval. So we default to chasing metrics instead of building something that feels right within us. That is the game. That is the infinite game. So the reframe here for you, if you're constantly looking and trying to figure out, am I winning, is to start asking, is this aligned? That's how we actually move forward. Is this aligned with the life I want to live? Is this aligned with the vision that I have for myself? Can I see myself doing this for 10 years or more? Okay. That's number one, applying finite rules to an infinite game. Mistake number two, every single high performer that I see is too hard on themselves. Okay. I find that high performers are so used to using self judgment as fuel that they don't really know another way. So something goes wrong, they fail, they make a mistake. The only fuel they have is to judge themselves, to be hard on themselves, to beat themselves up. And that works sometimes, but the most of the time and after enough time, that fuel runs dirty. It burns you out and it actually disconnects you from your intuition. It disconnects you from knowing exactly what you want. Worst of all, being harder on yourself never leads to what you think it will lead to. It never builds self trust. It never gets you to a better place. It just makes you feel worse about yourself. Right. So the reframe here is that growth, the level of growth you want, self growth, personal development, becoming the person who can handle the next level of wealth, of income, of growth doesn't come from putting more pressure on yourself. It comes from giving yourself permission. Okay. It comes from giving yourself permission to fail, to lose, to make mistakes, and to learn from it. Because really, every piece of failure, every mistake you make is amazing feedback for the next level. Okay. The third thing that I see so many high performers doing wrong is that you're doing too damn much. Okay. I can't tell you, I've never had a moment where I've been walking in silence and I've gone, I wish that I was scrolling right now. I think that scrolling is going to help me more than this walk in silence. I've gotten more return on investment from walking in silence, working out in silence, sitting there thinking while drinking my coffee than from most masterminds I've ever attended. When you're constantly doing, learning, acting, there's no space to think. There's no space to let things settle and let dots connect. And thinking is your actual leverage as a leader. Letting things settle is your leverage. Everyone wants to optimize their calendar, but no one's protecting that space that gives you clarity. No one's protecting that space that just allows you to quote unquote be unproductive. I call it unproductive productivity, doing other things to let the dust settle on all the things you've learned. I guarantee you've learned enough. You've learned enough to get to the next level, but you're not giving yourself the space to let it land. So space and clarity is a system, and boredom is likely your biggest unlock for the next level. So how do we apply all this? If you're a high performer and you're feeling stuck and you're feeling secretly, quietly unfulfilled in many ways, this is your reminder. You are the one making the rules. You are the referee who enforces the rules, and the rules of the game are made up. So as you're playing the game, you can do whatever the hell you want. You do not have to earn rest or unproductive time or space. And your next breakthrough actually guaranteed will not come from doing more. It's likely going to come from slowing the hell down. So I want you to think about, just a prompt before we leave here, what would change if you stopped playing to win on some random scoreboard and started playing the long game, started playing to build a business and build a life that works for you and is aligned with the type of person you want to become? I want you guys to let me know. You can drop in the comments. You can send me a DM on Instagram. And if you liked this video, please don't hesitate. Like and subscribe and share it with other people. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. We'll catch you on the next one.